Hello! I am back, and we are going to review the 7th episode of Dobutsu Sentai Zyuohger. Now, for those who care, about a week ago, give or take a few days, I had a poll on which subtitling company to use. Overtime, which I had been using to watch the episodes, or my preferred subtitling company, TV Nihon. They were the first people to start subbing Super Sentai, to my knowledge. I mean, for internet consumption. But usually, their subtitles seem to be a little more accurate. However, Overtime subs release on Monday, and theirs release on Thursday. So, unfortunately, that means that these episodes are going to come out a little later, but Overtime won the poll. But TV Nihon won the poll. Yeah, so we're gonna move to TV Nihon subs. So this is my first episode with the TV Nihon subs. I am going to go back and watch the others, but anyway, that's just for those people who were interested in the poll. Now on to the actual 7th episode of Zyuohger. Well, this was a slight crossover with Kamen Rider Ghost this week. I have not seen Kamen Rider Ghost before this episode, so this is coming from, just a Zyuohger point of view. He was in it for about 5 minutes, maybe, and they're doing a two-parter, not two-parter. The Zyuohgers are going to appear on his show. I have not seen that. I may see that, but right now, the crossover part was not actually the main focus of the episode. The main focus of the episode was Tusk and Aimu focused. Aimu, at the beginning of the episode, pushes all of her chores on Tusk, even though it was her day to do the cleaning, I think. And so Tusk goes looking for her. He goes around town looking for her, and just as he finds her, the Death Galleon appear, and they fight. Now, this episode does not have a Monster of the Week. It has one of the game commanders. I can't remember his name. It's the guy with the domed head and the blue neon light going down his head. He actually had a smart plan. He during the fight, sucked up Aimu, the White Ranger's essence, and put it into a MOBA. So, the MOBA was in control for the most part, but also it was kind of Aimu there as well. So basically, when Tusk fought, he was kind of fighting Aimu, so he couldn't really hurt her, yet she had no problem fighting him because her mind or body, I'm not exactly sure, because she gets injected into this giant syringe thing, but then gets injected into a MOBA's body. So I'm not exactly sure where the split is. But he can't hurt her. Because obviously he'd be hurting his friend. So let's talk about what the others were doing. Well, the others detected something, but it wasn't a Death Galleon. It was a Shocker troop from Kamen Rider Ghost. Now, I know nothing about Ghost, but I do know that Shocker was the original set of villains from the first Kamen Rider series. I've seen a few episodes of that one, so I at least know who that is. I have absolutely no idea about anything of Ghost, so I can't really speak to it. As far as I can remember, Ghost does a little bit of fighting, but mostly, the Zyuohgers kind of impress him with their combat abilities. One of the best moments of this episode was they were doing their roll call, Yamato, Leo, and Sella, and after they went, Monarch of the Sea, he'd be like, they'd go, Monarch of the Sea, Zhuo Shark, and he'd be like, a shark? An eagle? A lion? I mean, that was really funny. Let's see. That's my biggest problem with the crossover, and that's why my thoughts are kind of unclear, because it was really the Green Ranger and White Ranger focused episodes, with the other Rangers kind of distracted for the crossover which I don't even know how they're going to do, because at the end of this fight, Ghost and his little ghost friend, as I said, I know nothing about Ghost, so this is just from Zyuohger's side, they disappear. They just vanish, so I don't even know how the crossover works. But here's the thing with the continues. The monster gets defeated by the Zyuohgers and Ghost, but Master Genis, that's how I'm going to pronounce it, says he wants to see more of this. So they send Naria down, and she gives the monster a continue. Obviously, this monster is not part of the Blood Game or the villain group from Zyuohger. She even says when she gives him the continue, I don't know if this will work. But it does. So apparently the continues are just something added for the monster, like it's a special like implant or something. At least that's how I'm going to classify it. The continue does work, and the monster grows huge. Now, Ghost has no idea how to deal with it, so the Zyuohgers take over and form Zyuo Wild, fight the monster for a bit, and win. And then we cut back to Tusk and Aimu fighting. Aimu is just kind of kicking his ass as Tusk tries to reason with Aimu inside the MOBA. The general, the Blood Game commander, gives her a blaster. I'm not sure if it was the Zyuo blaster or just some random blaster he had, but she's, shooting him all over. And he's pretty much doing nothing, and he keeps trying to reason with, her mind inside the MOBA, and he's like, at the very end, he's like, I need you, and stuff like that, and that somehow gets through to her. She gives him a signal that she's in control and not the MOBA. She shoots him, and he fakes his death, which gives, her time to turn around, pretending to, accept the commander's praise, and then she shoots him, allowing Tusk to grab the gun, the infuser gun, get her out of the MOBA, and then get her body out, back to its normal self. And the others arrive just as Tusk gets shot, faking his death, and they all rush towards him. But before that, Tusk gets the gun, and then they don't bring up that, oh, that was a gutsy move or anything. They're like, oh, good, you faked your death. There was nothing like, you scared us or good move or anything. It was just like, okay, well, you did that. So I kind of wish there was more lamenting from the team, or even just calming down from thinking one of their best friends is dead. They fight the action commander for a bit. He says, you know what, I'm kind of glad we haven't destroyed you guys yet, because you'll be interesting obstacles in the game. And then disappears. The group is kind of confused. They go home, and Aimu questions Tusk on what he was going to say. He basically said, I need you so I can basically scold you for running off and dumping all your chores on me this morning. Yeah, so that was kind of the plot. It was a very good episode. I actually did like the crossover bit, because it was long enough for it to technically be considered a crossover, but not enough that it's like, oh, we had to cross over. It was very good where it was just kind of a side plot rather than the main plot. I still don't understand why the episode was called Go 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 Ghost. I mean, obviously because of Kamen Rider Ghost, but he didn't have much to do with it. It should have been called, My Enemy is My Friend or something like that. Not much to say, except I guess I'm kind of interested in the crossover. I'm still really liking this series, but my biggest problem with it is still the villains. I have no idea what their end goal is. They don't seem very proactive, you know what I mean? They send one, they defeat it, they're like, oh, that was a good show, and then that's it. No one seems to even really get mad. I really kind of wish we knew what the Blood Game was. But anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you for the next episode. Bye-bye!